Welcome back to the Tech Bench. Today we're going to go over the installation of the 4-in-1 Pacman mod. Gives you Pacman, gives you Ms. Pacman in both slow and fast mode. These were created about 10 years or so ago by somebody that went by, I'm probably butchering the name, arcade.souza. And they're just absolutely wonderful coding. They put them in, they completely replaced the row 5 and the row 6 EPROMs, and allows both games to be played in both slow and fast mode. So I've been fixing Pacman boards forever, and I've seen these mods come in and they got legs hanging off the chip and wires going everywhere. So I sat down one day and I laid out these boards to make them a little more neat and compact. And I sell these things, and we're going to go over installing them today. Now all I have to install, or all I have to record this with rather, is a cell phone. So I'm going to have to do this kind of choppy, film it and then stop and do something and then come back and film it and stop. And anyway, you get the idea. So what we're going to do here, first off, is you're going to start with a working board. These things are not designed to solve any problems. So make sure you have a working Pacman first. Once it's working, or if it's a Ms. Pacman, what you'll do is you'll remove the Z80 from the Ms. Pac daughter board, cut both the straps that hold down the daughter boards. Sorry, I'm trying to do this with a cell phone. Remove the Z80 from there, put it in there. Now the next thing we do is we remove all of the EPROMs. We remove both of these and all 4 of these. And then also we're going to take this board off too. I'll show you why that in a minute. So once all these are removed, then we install these boards in 5E 6J. And then over here in the RAM, because we're adding high score save, which is a really cool feature, we're going to add high score save, so we have a non-volatile RAM here. And we're going to pull a couple of these chips out of here, plug them into there, and then plug this board into where those chips were. So let me get all of that swapped out, and I will be right back, and we will go from there. Now we're back. We've pulled out RAM chip 4K and 4N, put them in the little board there, and then put the board in where 4K and 4N go. It lines up perfectly. And then we have put in 6J and 5E here. Now the rest of these aren't going to be used, and all the wiring is going to be done off of the terminals here. Now what I use, and what I'm recommending for this, is a wire wrap tool and some insulated hookup wire, of course wire strippers and cutters. And I like to do this when I configure these. I like to go do the RAM first, and then this, and then this one. Now the reason is the RAM only has one and you're done. This one has 3 connections, and one of the connections goes to, let's see, right here is 4F pin 1, and then 5L pin 5, and then J2 pin 5. This is J2. Well, J2 pin 5 also goes to another pin on here. So pin 5 of this connector is going to have a wire from here to here, and then from there over to the connection that's going to make on the board. That's the only one that does that goes between. So I like to do it that way, so I make sure I have enough wire, enough room on the terminal pin. So while you got these off, it's always a good idea to check, make sure there's no bent pins, and make sure those are in good shape. So now I'm going to sit here with my hookup wire, my connectors, and we will get this set up and ready to go. Back in a minute. We are back on the Tech Bench, finishing up this Pacman 401. A little time consuming, not too bad. Once all of the boards are in, it's just a matter of taking your wire wrap tool and following the connections. Once that's all done, I can solder right to the chips. Sometimes you can go to a via if you prefer to use a via. Once that's all done, I prefer to dress the wires out, put a little hot glue daubs on there, keeps them from flopping around, just keeps them neat. And while you've got the hot glue out, you take the insulator that's included in the kit and you put it between here. And this was kind of an afterthought because I had a couple people call me on these things saying they're getting weird intermittent lockups. Well, what was happening was the board was getting cockeyed and it was coming down touching on the RAM. So my wife makes these things, these insulators basically on a cricket cutter. So they just tack them on there and you're good to go. Keeps things from shorting out. So when everything's all said and done, there you have it. Very simple to do. Takes about 20 minutes or so with a wire wrap tool and wire strippers. And you get that all done. Of course, when you're done, put the ties back in, so replace the ties. And when you're all done, you give her some juice. And we should have, pardon the glare, oh, we have a lot of glare in this thing. Should have that screen right there, minus the glare. So, well, the way this works is you get Pacman, Ms. Pacman in both normal and fast mode. And when you put the game in test, you end up with an options. Of course, it's gotta reboot this thing here. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, well, it's fighting me. I'm trying to do this with one hand. Okay, there you go. You have your options button. Use your joystick to get down to the options. You can choose it, and it gives you your coinage, number of lives, difficulty, alternate names, which is just A, B, 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 etc., etc. Enables cheats, clears a high score, and then return. Oops. Return will take you back to that screen. Now, in normal mode, to get to this screen, you select a game you want, you play the game. To get back to the selection screen, you press the player 1, player 2 start buttons at the same time. So let's say we're playing Ms. Pacman. So if we press both of them, yeah, see, I'm trying to do this one-handed. This isn't working very well. Anyway, press both 1 and 2 player start, and it takes you right back to that screen. So that's pretty much it. So I'll put an email address down in the description of this video. If you're interested, you can send me an email, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching. Bye.